A new milestone in the bullion market where for the first time ever a bar of gold is now worth $1 million. That milestone reached in recent sessions with the precious metal spot price surpassing $2,500 US per troy ounce, an all-time high. Gold bars typically weigh about 400 ounces, so when you do the quick math there, that's more than $1 million. Sadiq Adatia of BMO Global Asset Management is back with us. You didn't bring any gold bars. But investors have all sorts of ways to play the gold market, so maybe they don't actually have a stockpile in their basement or anything like that. But everybody's been watching this gold story.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got a couple of little mini gold bars sitting on my desk actually in the office.
It's like Costco now, I hear. Yeah.
But no, it's true. I think, it's one of our bigger positions, actually a bigger tactical position that we've had now for almost a year and a half now. And we've been adding to it because we do think there's still momentum in gold and we're going to see new highs from here. I think the key here is that it's not one typical type of buyer that's buying gold at the moment. I think it's an influx of many different buyers, whether it's for political instability, whether it's about, still people think there's going to be inflation that's going to be stickier than expected, or that we expect a market, volatility to occur, hedge against the US dollar. Many different things people are utilizing it for. But overall, I think people are also using it as a form of reserve currency that they want to continue to expand on. And you've seen that in China and other parts of the world as well.
It's interesting to hear you go through all those data points, which make a lot of sense. We've heard a lot of people talking about that. I wonder if there's just a momentum story here. Like when there's a hot stock, say in tech, people find all these reasons to be bullish. Definitely China, just on the geopolitical front, wanting to distance itself from the US dollar and being a huge buyer of bullion is an obvious catalyst there. But there are so many days when I'm sitting here saying, okay, there's an expectation interest rates are going down and gold is going up, which kind of runs counter to your thinking of if inflation is a reason that people buy gold, interest rates wouldn't be coming down, but interest rates coming down would likely work against the US dollar, which has ties to gold.
Yeah.
So it seems like people can make a lot of different cases, but that the momentum story is there in a big way. And what do you think is the moment? Is it just because the way we slice and dice the market, people can buy ETFs? Is it something?
Yeah, I think it's very easily accessible. You just mentioned Costco as a good example. People can actually go there and buy, a bar. So I think these are the type of things that are giving the end consumer easy access to it. I think at the same time, gold is typically be thought of as a protection or a hedge, but it's actually also rising up in value. So you're getting a hedge, but also this upside movement as well. And I think that's actually caused people to look at it. And as we've talked about, this market has been very resilient, but at the same time, you've got people still nervous about it. And so having gold as kind of a barbell strategy with your optimistic side of the portfolio makes a lot of sense, and I think that's why a lot more portfolio managers, a lot of end clients are using gold more and more frequently. We've seen a massive demand in our gold ETF because of this similar situation.
Now, this is now the material sector. It's not all gold, but there's a good weighting in there for the TSX. It is now the best performing group this year. It's now up more than 20%. It makes up about 12.5% of the TSX, so it would lag energy, financials, and industrials, but it's got a pretty big weighting there. When you said you felt pretty good about the potential prospects for the TSX, how much of it is tied to this sector maintaining its gains? It
is. I think this momentum is going to continue to keep the TSX to do well. I think the financials are going to be another area where I think you're going to see some momentum picking up. So those are going to help drive things. Energy obviously runs in a range-bound situation, and we're kind of in the middle range at the moment. But I do think if it gets lower, you'll see momentum there as well. So I think those are the areas that are going to drive the TSX. Again, it's not truly the underlying economy stuff, but it's things driven by global perspectives when it comes to the metals.
Before I let you go, can I just out of curiosity get, when people start asking you about gold versus Bitcoin, how does that conversation often unfold at BMO?
Well, I think that the important thing here is Bitcoin is a lot more volatile, I think, and the underlying fundamentals of why Bitcoin should go higher is still not clear. And I think that's the key reason. If you can't find the real objective of why Bitcoin or cryptocurrency should be moving higher up, then you're just guessing. And I think, yes, I still think Bitcoin goes, cryptocurrencies go higher from here, but I don't have the rational reason for all of that in the same way I would have for gold.
And we're showing our audience the 1-year chart where both have seen advances, but the gold move looks a little calmer compared to Bitcoin's
And
chart.
that's it, right? You have to ride that roller coaster ride with Bitcoin a bit more. And I think if you're going to buy Bitcoin, you have to be committed that when you have those drawdowns, that you're going to invest back in at that point in time, and rather than run out. Whereas I think, gold is a lot more calmer, more tied to what people have been more traditionally accustomed to.
Okay.